What's poppin', everybody? This is ICJ, Terabang Entertainment, Fig, The Mix, all that great stuff. It is Thursday. I believe it is March 23rd, 2017. And this is another moment of reflection, ICJ's moment of reflection. And I'm going to the office right now. Should be a good day. Just dropped the lady off at the airport and had a good meeting. Yes, so today's topic is publishers and selling out. I think it's a pretty funny topic because I think when people talk about staying independent, indie, and working with publishers, as well as selling out, they kind of like put these constructs on what they feel is selling out and who the man is and how publishers work without even understanding the concepts in general. Another aspect of that is people try to define what indie is or what being independent is, and everyone has their own idea of that. And I think what makes people truly independent is the freedom that they have and the choices they make, and not letting those choices confine them into a specific position. So if you are working with a financer, you have an investor or a publisher, and you still feel that you're free to make the choices that you need and make the decisions you want for your team, your company, and your life, then you are still independent and consider yourself indie. As far as indie, the term itself, I think, again, I like using bullshit. I think that word is really bullshit right now. In the game space, people really don't care if you're indie, independent. Some people are looking at indie games as avant-garde, something different. But besides that label, people just really want a slick, dope game that gives them an experience that makes them feel something, right? So as far as independent or whatever, use that label as an opportunity that you see fit to get the best outcome of what you are looking for in the choices that you are going to make. As far as selling out and publishers are concerned, I think, again, people have this like mental idea that if they work with the publisher and they have milestones and they're taking money, that they're selling out. And I do not think that's the case. I think that publishers have an intention. They know what they want. They're trying to get a catalog of games in some cases. They're also trying to do things for the community, get their name out there. Bottom line, making money, of course. And it also depends on the integrity of the publisher themselves and how they operate. But what people need to understand is that if you're working with an investor, you're working with a publisher, there's things that they want. Whether they want a piece of your company, they want a piece of your game, they want a piece of the action because your game is almost done and it's looking really great. And this also can pertain to other vocations and industries as well. You know, if you're taking VC funding for some tech or whatever, you're baking donut, you're making donuts, whatever. So you have to understand that. So in that arena, they have something that they want, right? So you're going to have to compromise and figure out what, you know, looking at it from their perspective, see exactly what they want, and then you have to look at it from your perspective and see what you want, because they are going to be using you and exploiting you to some extent. At the same time, if you're making a partnership, you're going to be utilizing their abilities and exploiting them as well. So I think that what people are looking at from a capitalistic standpoint is that all these companies are looking to, like, you know, gouge people and all these things. But I mean, look, when you're going into this, unless you have a ton of money, unless you can do everything yourself, which that is completely fine, then you're going to need help. So if you do need help and you decide to go with an investor or go with a publisher, you just have to understand what you're willing to, the choices you're willing to lose in order to gain something else, and figure out how to negotiate that with the things that they want and find a common ground. Obviously, if you can't find a common ground, then it's not the right relationship or partnership for you. But what you really need to do in those circumstances is figure out how you're going to utilize what they have to the furthest extent possible, right? And it's what they're doing, but they may be doing it in a larger sense. They may be working with multiple people. I personally work with multiple partners, not necessarily multiple partners on one particular venture, but on a variety of ventures, and I can understand what the interest is from each party. So for instance, if you are looking for marketing, you don't care about money, you're looking for exposure, people who have those contacts, you're trying to get relationships, then you work with a publisher or a partner that has those. If you're looking for money, and you're trying to figure out how to create a pipeline for your game, then you look for a company that's looking to help you, but they have they can add that monetary value to the proposition, right? And I can tell you, for instance, with one of the things that I kind of put into place was we are working on our port for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So I wasn't necessarily looking for a partner that could do tons of marketing, because I knew that they were not in the position to do that because they haven't done it before with indies. But what I was looking for was them to add some monetary value to help us create our pipeline for our future games, including the one that we released, and get that on console. So we understand certification, the process of certification, and what it would take for our team to release a game on multiple platforms. So far, that whole idea was successful. Now, what we gave away was more revenue share for that experience. But to me, it's worth it because we're already working on our next game, and the value that may be coming in from the amount of money from that deal is minute compared to the education that we learned. Anyway, that's today's ICJ moment of reflection. I hope that helped. I'm trying to be very poignant and quick. Some of these things are like 12 minutes long. Everybody have a great day, and please comment, please ask questions. If you have any questions for me, I have experience. If it's something I could share, or if I can ask someone else, I will happily make a video or communicate with you if that's the case. ICJ out. Peace.